Sadness lull me when I think of it. And although she was compassionate and her name was actually Teresa, she was no Mother Teresa. As a teenager, Terri was, well, let's just say she was rebellious at best. She was sassy and stubborn. She skipped almost as much as high school as she attended. She was smart and intellectually curious, but hated to study. She dropped out of high school, preferring to go out and experience the world. It was a tumultuous time for her and for us. Terri explained it best in a letter to my mom. She said, being emotional, inquisitive, having good listening ears, and the ability to understand matters of the heart are all gifts that were given to me in this life. Many times they are stumbling blocks. Right now, they are growing pains. As she matured, Terri strove hard to reckon her intense emotions. She utilized sports and her competitive nature to focus and access her creativity for her art. After Outward Bound, Terri went to college and earned a BA in Fine Arts. It was here she discovered the connection between her physicality and her creativity. This is from a piece she wrote called In an Imaginary World 2 Years from Today, 5:30 a.m. Ignoring the shower before swimming sign, I plod to the edge of the pool. Pangs of dread and necessity rule. Creativity, the desire to work and push myself are stronger and easier to access when I am physically active. And it needs to be intense activity. Walks are nice, but it does not allow me to get lost in the pure physical feeling. She carried this separate but entwined relationship of intense physical activity and creativity with her to the end. Terri was a competitive rower, and in her job with Patagonia, she utilized her artistic skills. Even when her body was cruelly diminished from her disease, she would push herself to do what she could. Ride the stationary bike, go on long walks, do endless laps around the hospital corridors. This was her nature. We were sisters for 54 years. Sorry. With a bond that was sometimes stretched but never broken. Living parallel lives, I watched, grew, and learned from Terri for many years. She was an extraordinary person with extraordinary contrast. She was a sensitive soul, yet was a fierce fighter and competitor. She was painfully shy, yet incredibly social and chatty. She was chatty. Just watch a movie with her. She led with her heart, yet was intellectually curious. She rebelled against blind conformity, yet was amazingly structured in her chosen pursuits. She was fearful of strong expression, yet was the first to stand up for injustice. She was kind and loving, yet sassy and demanding. She was full of these seeming contradictions, but to her, these were not conflicting at all. They were simply who Terri was. We miss you